For today, we are taking this very heavily into the hips, and we are going to lead everything up toward EPK2 Vinyasa 2, or I'm going to call this a hurdless balance. And basically, it's an arm balance where you basically, a lot of people call this a flying splits, because if you take it all the way, you're kind of doing a horizontal front to back split, just parallel to the floor, balancing on your hands. Requires a lot of opening through the inner thighs, definitely the hamstrings quite a bit as well. And we will get as prepped as we can before we get to that point. But I'm going to go through a very quick demonstration of this before we start. So once we get to the main part of the flow, at the end of the sequence, you're going to be in this almost all fours position. So you're going to have both hands down, one knee down, and one foot behind the hand on the same side, behind the wrist. And I want you to press the toes of that foot, lift the heel, keep it lifted, and keep the knee high outside your upper arm. Now, from here, we're going to take this into the balance. So start to look forward, start to lean forward. Let your shoulders come forward as your elbows bend. You got to bring your weight forward here. And you're going to lean away from that front leg. So I'm bringing my right arm underneath me. You want to put your ribs on the arm opposite that front leg. And then my left leg is going to go on my left arm. So once you lift that foot from here, you got to keep looking forward, keep leaning, see how far you can take this forward to lift that back foot. And keep in mind, the big thing that happens with people is all of a sudden they'll lift that front foot and then they start leaning, but they just bring their heads down and you just start doing this sort of dead fish kind of thing where you're flopping on the ground. You're going to do that till the end of time if you don't really think of this as more of a back bend. You got to look forward, pull your chest forward, keep leaning here, dig down to your fingertips. That's going to lift that back foot and give you the leverage. And if you want to take this even further, the last step is extending that front leg. And just take that as far as you can and see how far you can go with this today. Now from here, we'll take it to the Vinyasa. You can just step it back to plank. You can fly it back if you like and take this into Chaturanga. But just feel things out as best you can and see how far you're able to go with that. And that is, again, going to be at the end of the sequence today. Now at the beginning of the sequence, I have one more demonstration. I'm going to take this to a series of hops. And so what's going to happen here is you're going to be in downward facing dog. And then from here, we're just going to walk this forward. So you're going to press in your hands, press into your toes, lift your heels up as high as you can, keep them lifted, and then walk this forward. And as you walk this forward, I want you to keep your hips up as high in the air as possible and get your feet as close as you can. So you're trying to bring your arms to vertical, dig down to the fingertips, press into your palms. And then from here, as you press down, just keep the weight on your hands, and then hop up, clap your feet. And just do that 3 times. This doesn't have to be that big a deal. You can just lift your feet maybe about a foot up off the floor, maybe just a few inches. But I want you to press in your hands, land this as lightly as you can. And if you haven't done this before, it's going to feel like a lot already. But if you can take this further, maybe come up a little bit higher. And again, control the landing here so you're not just landing like a rock. If you can take it even further, you can take it toward inversion, where maybe your hips come over your shoulders. You can get fancy. But again, try to land that as light as you can. There's going to be 3 hops. After you take it through the third hop, we'll just come into a forward fold, and then we'll move through the flow from there. So just have that in mind. Any questions before we begin this? All right, we'll start this on our shins. So go ahead and bring yourself onto your shins, and let's stretch out the bottoms of the feet here before anything else. So legs together, knees together, feet together. From here, tuck the toes of both feet underneath, and then reach back and see that all 10 toes are complying. So if the pinky toes need a little bit of persuasion, just bring them underneath that. Bring yourself toward upright as best you can. And just feel that stretch in the soles of the feet. Now, I do understand some people are very tight, and if this is excruciating, you can let this go at any point. But dig your toes down to the floor best you can. Just hold this for a moment. And then if you need to release that position, feel free to flatten your feet underneath you, maybe just sit on the tops of your feet. You can always take a cross-legged seat if you like. If you're able to settle in here, just hold that position. Then from wherever you are, sit this upright. Bring your hands to your laps, open your palms toward the ceiling, and keep your spine tall. Pull into the belly, round the low ribs. Reach up through the top of your head, bring your chin in just a little bit. Relax the shoulders. And then just start to deepen your breathing here. So with the inhales, draw on as much as you can. Try to fill up your lungs. Hold on to all that breath at the top for just a moment. And then when you exhale, constrict the back of your throat. So slow your breath down on the way back out. And just work to make your exhales last at least as long as your inhales as you breathe. And just keep breathing like this to begin. Now when you're ready, here, take a deep inhale. And then with your exhale, just open your eyes. And then whether your toes are tucked or not, bring your hands down in front of you, shake your feet out just a little bit. And then bring yourself back to an upright seat. Now again, you can sit on your shins, you can take a cross-legged seat, whatever suits you best. Or keep your spine tall. And just take this slow to begin. With your next inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, reach it up high again. Exhale, hands through center. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale through center again. Inhale, reach us up high. Now with the exhale this time, just lean this to the right. Right hand to the floor, left arm reaching right. Bring your gaze up high, stretch this out long. With the next inhale, come to center, arms up high. And with the exhale, lean this left hand down, right arm reaching left, gaze high here, stretch long. We're going to give that a couple more rounds. Inhale up to center, arms high. Exhale, lean this right again. You can bend into that right elbow if you like. Inhale, back up to center. And then with the exhale, lean this left. Maybe bend your left elbow here, stretch a little bit longer still. Inhale, back up to center. And then with the exhale, lean this right one more time. Right hand down, left arm reaching right, gaze high. Now as you stretch this out long, just hold here. Keep both sides long. Maybe drop the left shoulder back a little bit and open your chest just slightly more toward the ceiling. With your next inhale, bring this up to center, arms high. And with the exhale, lean to your left side. Left hand down, right arm reaching left. Gaze high here, stretch out long and just hold. Maybe drop that right shoulder back a little bit as you're looking up. With your next inhale, bring it to center, arms up high. And then with the exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. And then down to the floor in front of you. Go ahead and lift your hips. We're going to take this into a version of a Vinyasa twist. So go ahead and point the toes of both feet over to the left. Walk your hands to the right. Go ahead and bring that right hip down. Right hand sets behind, left hand outside the right thigh. Now keep your spine tall, reach straight up through the top of your head. Bring your gaze back over the right shoulder. And we're going to take this one side to the next for a few rounds. So bring it back up onto your hands, lift your hips. Point the toes right. Bring your left hip down. Left hand sets behind, right hand outside your left thigh. Now keep your spine tall, reach straight up to the top of your head. Bring your gaze back over the left shoulder. Use your right arm and press into the left leg. And then come back up onto your hands. Lift your hips, point the toes left. Walk your hands to the right side again. Right hip comes down. Right hand sets behind, left hand outside the right thigh. Now again, tall spine. Bring the gaze back as far as you can. And press that left arm into the right leg. And then bring it back up onto your hands. Lift your hips. Walk the hands to the left, point the toes to the right. Bring your left hip down. Left hand sets behind, right hand outside your left thigh. Extend tall through your spine. Bring your gaze back. Use that right hand and press it into your left leg. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, back up onto the hands. Lift your hips. Toes point left. Bring the right hip down. Right hand sets behind, left hand outside the right thigh. We'll hold this a little bit longer for the last round here. So keep your spine tall. Bring your gaze as far back as you can. Press that left hand into the right leg. And as you're breathing, try to twist a little bit further each time you exhale. Take an inhale here. And then with the exhale, come back up onto your hands. Lift your hips. Toes point right. Bring your left hip down. Left hand sets behind, right hand outside your left thigh one more time. Extend tall through your spine up through the crown of your head. Bring your gaze back over your left shoulder. Use that right hand and press it into your left leg. Keep breathing here as you're twisting. And then take an inhale. And with the exhale, just stay seated, but turn back to center. Bring your feet out from underneath you. And just go ahead and move your knees side to side. Let your body twist just a little bit here. And then come into center. I want to take this into boat. So come on to your sit bones and then just lean back. And engage your core right away. Keep some tension through the belly around the low ribs. Lean back enough to take the weight off your feet. Now if you need to, you can touch your toes down. Maybe just hover your feet in place. If you can take it further, bring your shins toward parallel with the floor. Now keep your torso rigid and still. Keep your spine long. If you need to, you can always hold on to your thighs, but otherwise arms at your sides. And just keep breathing here for the moment. And then we'll start to move a bit from here. So when you're ready, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, lean back, extend your legs lower halfway. Inhale, back up to boat. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, bring this to boat again. And with the exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, back up to boat. Exhale, lower this halfway down. Inhale, bring it back to boat again. And with the exhale, lower halfway. With your next inhale, come back to boat, hold here. And we'll take this a little bit differently this time. So when you're ready, just lower the right foot. Now I want you to roll this forward, right foot to the floor, left leg forward. Press in your hands, press your torso into the right thigh, around your spine. And keep the thighs squeezing toward each other. And then pull this back. Bring yourself back to a seat, both legs together. We're going to take that to the other side. Left foot down, right leg forward. Press in your hands, press your torso into your left thigh, round forward as much as you can. And then bring it back down, come back to center, back to boat. Now we're going to continue with that. You got two choices. You can have your hands on the floor to press your torso forward, or you can use your core and keep your hands lifted, which is much harder. Work this as best you can. Right foot down, left leg forward. Press your torso forward into the right thigh. If you're lifting without the aid of your hands, squeeze your legs together tight. Bring it back down, come back to boat. And then left foot down, right leg forward. Press your torso forward into your left thigh here. Bring it back down, back to center, back to boat again. And then right foot down, left leg forward. Press your torso forward into the right thigh, around your spine. Bring it back down, come back to boat. And then forward the left foot down, right leg forward. Press your torso into your left thigh here. And then come back down, back to center, back to boat again. One more time, right foot down, left leg forward. Press your torso forward into that right thigh. Squeeze the legs toward each other. Bring it back down, back into boat. One more time on the other side, left foot down, right leg forward. Press your torso into your left thigh here. And then bring it back down, back to boat. And then go ahead and set your feet down. Hands down behind you. Go ahead and move your knees side to side. All right, we'll set this up for a reverse tabletop. So just to bring this up and down a few times here to begin. Feet in front of you, about hips width distance apart. Hands behind the shoulders, about shoulder width. Palms down, fingertips forward if you can. And you can always rotate the fingers to the sides. But pressing your hands, lift your seat up off the floor. And then with an inhale, press your hips up high. Exhale, sink this down. Inhale, lift your hips. And then exhale, lower. Now inhale, press high, stay lifted here. Now as you hold this, you can look forward or look up or hang your head back, whatever you like. But keep your chest lifting, stretch your shoulders. Keep your glutes squeezing, your hips pressing high. Just breathe for a moment. And then take an inhale. With the exhale, bring it back down, all the way down. Now, once you come down, you shake your hands a little bit, and I want you to reset. So feet are still going to be hips width distance apart in front of you. And this time, hands behind the shoulders, shoulder width. Rotate your fingers to the side. And we're going to keep this up and then just shift weight side to side. So go ahead, pressing your hands, lift your seat. With an inhale, press your hips up high and just stay lifted here. Now again, you can look forward, look up, or hang your head back, whatever you like. Keep your chest lifting, keep your glutes squeezing, and just focus on the weight in your arms. So put your weight to the left hand, lift to the fingertips of the right, and just bring that right palm up off the floor, and then set the right palm down. Come over to the right hand, lift your left palm and come to the fingertips. Set your left hand down, and you can just lift the palm if you like, or take it further. Put the weight to the left hand. Now maybe come up to the fingertips, or maybe hover your right hand up off the floor. Right hand flat, put the weight to the right. And then maybe come up to the fingertips, maybe hover your left hand. Keep your glutes squeezing, come back to center. Over to the left one more time. Now lift the right palm, maybe hover that hand. And then come back over to your right hand. And then maybe just lift the palm, and maybe hover your left hand. Glutes are still squeezing. Both hands down. Stay lifted for a moment. And then bring it all the way down. And then once you're down, just take a moment, shake your hands out a little bit. And then reset. Hands behind the shoulders, about shoulder width. Again, fingertips out to the sides. And this time, just lift your seat up off the floor. Walk the feet in as close as you can. And just like before, when we're rolling forward from boat, try to find some compression here. So bring the thighs in as close to your belly as you can. Now dig your toes down to the floor. Keep the feet about hips width distance apart. And then toes down. Lift your heels. Press your knees forward as far as you can. Squeeze your glutes a little bit here. And then go ahead, bring your weight back, let your seat sink down. Come back to that starting position. And then again, pressing your toes, lift your heels, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips a little bit. And then again, bring this all the way back down. And then one more time, pressing your toes, lift your heels, squeeze your glutes, keep your hips lifted here, maybe bring the knees a little bit lower. And then slowly from here, just set your seat down on your heels, keep your knees forward, and then come forward to the right hand, and forward to the left. And then once you come forward, bring your knees down, come into all fours. And then from all fours, just take a moment here, move around. Stretch your hands, stretch your fingers, let your shoulders and hips move side to side. Feel things out, just loosen up your spine to begin. And notice where you loosen, where you tighten. Now you can shake things out, maybe twist a little bit, but just take a little inventory where things are at right now. And then go ahead, come into center in all fours, and we'll take this further to the hands and wrists, looking down at your hands. Wrists underneath the shoulders here to start. You can always bring the hands in close if you need to, but rotate your hands. Fingertips out to the side. Try to point your fingers toward your knees. Come as far in that rotation as you can on both sides. And set your hands down flat. Spread your fingers out wide. Grip the floor with your fingers. Press your spine up toward the ceiling. And just keep your spine lifted. Now, this may be enough right here, and you can just keep that grip and maybe just sway your shoulders a little bit side to side. Now, if you're able to take this further, just keep that grip and take a little bit of movement. So put the weight to the left knee, and then bring the right big toe forward. Try to touch the right thumb, or come as close as you can. And then go ahead and set the right knee down. And then left big toe forward. See about touching that left thumb. And then bring the knee back down. Right big toe forward, bring it toward the right thumb. Set the knee back down. Left big toe forward, go ahead, touch your left thumb. And set the knee down again. Right big toe forward, go ahead, touch your right thumb. And then bring the knee back down one more time with the left big toe. Try to touch your left thumb. And then bring that back down and come up onto the fingertips for a moment. Bring your hands about one hand's length in front of your knees and then flip them over. So backs of the hands down, palms facing up, fingertips pointed in toward you. Now spread your fingers wide, press your fingertips down, press your spine up toward the ceiling. Stay lifted here as best you can. And let that stretch move through the backs of the hands up into the forearms and through the wrists. Now if this is enough, just stay here. Keep your spine lifted, maybe just sway side to side. And if you can take it further, we're going to take this into the hips a little bit from here. So keep pressing to the fingertips and keep the arms straight. And then as best you can, try to bring the right heel forward and touch your right arm. And then go ahead and set the right knee down. Left heel forward. See about touching your left arm. And then set that knee down. Right heel forward again. Try to touch your right arm. Bring the knee back down. Left heel forward. Touch your left arm here. And then bring the knee down. One more time. Right heel to the right arm best you can. Set that knee back down. Left heel forward, touch your left arm. And then come back down. And then everybody come up onto your fingertips down to sitting on your heels. And just take a moment here. Shake your hands out. Loosen up your fingers and loosen up your wrists. And then once the hands are ready, come back into all fours. Wrists through the shoulders, knees underneath the hips here again. And we'll take this a little bit lopsided. So I want you to bring this down onto the right forearm and stay on your left hand. So the right elbow stays to the side. Bring that right hand in towards center so that forearm's diagonal. Slide your left hand back so you can stack the elbow directly over the wrist, probably further back than you think you need. Now grip the floor with your left hand. Pull that left elbow in toward your side. Look at the right hand. And then from here, we're going to start to move here. So I want you to shift your weight to the right knee. Hover the left knee up off the floor. Keep that leg tense and keep the knee bent. Now left knee out to the side as high as you can lift. And then fold the left leg into the right. Left knee to the side, high as you can lift. And then fold that leg back in. Left knee to the side, high as you can lift. Now hold here. Keep the toes pointed left. Keep that left elbow pulled into your side. Now with an inhale, extend the left leg straight back. Exhale, knee to left shoulder, high and close. Inhale the left leg back again. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. Inhale the left leg back. Exhale, knee to shoulder again. And then inhale the left leg back. Exhale, knee to shoulder one more time. Now hold here and just set that left leg on your left arm. Keep the elbow pulled in. Now to take it further, look down at the right hand, tuck the toes of the right foot. And then see about lifting your right knee up off the floor. If you can take it further still, maybe straighten that right leg. And we're just taking this into a little bit of a taste of that hurdler's balance. Go ahead, release this. Bring both knees down. Come up onto both hands. Take a couple breaths here. And I'll turn around for the camera. Let's go ahead and switch this out. So this time, bring your left forearm down to the mat, but stay on the right hand. So left elbow to the side, bring the left hand to center, that forearm is diagonal. Slide the right hand back, stack the elbow directly over the wrist, and keep that elbow pulled into your side. Now look at your left hand, put the weight to the left knee, hover the right knee up off the floor, and just keep the knees close here to start. Now pull that right elbow into your side. And then when you're ready, lift that right knee out to the side high as you can. Fold the right leg back into the left. Right knee to the side high as you can lift. And then fold the leg back in. Right knee to the side high as you can lift. Fold the leg back in again. Right knee to the side. Now keep it lifted here. Keep the toes pointed right and keep that right elbow pulled in toward you. Now with an inhale, extend the right leg straight back. Exhale, knee to right shoulder, high and close. Inhale the right leg back again. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale the right leg back. Exhale, knee to right shoulder, high and close. Inhale the right leg back one more time. Exhale, knee to right shoulder. Now keep it here and set that right leg on your right arm.
Now to take it further, just keep looking at the left hand, tuck the toes of your left foot. Lift your left knee, start to bring the hips up high. Maybe extend that right leg out to the side. And then go ahead, release this, bring both knees down. Come back to both hands, come into all fours. And from all fours, just take a moment here to breathe, take a few breaths. Now you can always just stay here and breathe, take a little break, maybe take another stretch before we move on. But whenever you're ready, tuck your toes, straighten your legs, lift your hips, and just find your downward facing dog. Now once you move into position, take a look at how you set this up. Hands about shoulder width distance apart. Now flatten your palms so you can feel some weight toward the base of your thumbs. And then sink your chest low to the floor. Now even as your chest sinks down, press your hips up as high as you can toward the ceiling and keep the upper body long. So press into the floor, press the hips up as high as you can. Pulling through the belly, around the lower ribs. Use your core to squeeze in and try to lengthen your spine. Keep your hips up high. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, keep a little bend in the knees and let that tension go, but still keep your hips lifted. And you can always stay loose here. And just pedal this out and move your hips from side to side. And then when you're ready here, take a deep inhale. With the exhale, just bend your knees. Look forward. Step this to the front of the mountain. Take a ragdoll fold. So feet about hips width distance apart. Deep bend in the knees. Let your belly touch your thighs, let your head hang, let your spine round. And let everything go long and loose here, let the muscles of your neck relax. Now you can hang your hands to the floor, you can reach to opposite elbows if you like, and maybe shake this side to side to loosen further. Now from wherever you are, just keep that bend in the knees to begin, but release any grip that you have. And slowly restack your spine, so round this up to standing. Bring your head up last. And then just open up your palms at your sides. Now when you're ready, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Now take a moment here to breathe. Set an intention. Let your mind clear, find your focus. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your hands. Now with your next inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, slowly fold this forward. Now hinge at the hips, start with a straight spine, put a little bend in your knees. Keep your core engaged, move smoothly here, and then just release this at the bottom. Now when you're ready, take an inhale, lift halfway, fingertips to the floor to the shins, lengthen forward to the crown of your head. And then with the exhale, bring your hands to the mat and step this back to high plank. Now find your shape here, wristing the shoulders, palms press down to the floor, press the floor away from you. Press your spine up toward the ceiling, keep that lift between the shoulder blades. Now keep in mind, if you're having trouble staying lifted, you can always bring your knees to the mat, but keep your belly pulled in. Hold the hips in line with the shoulders and heels best you can. Take an inhale here. And then with the exhale, slowly bring your shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Now keep your body in line, pull the elbows into your sides, and lower with control all the way down into your belly. Now once you're down, flatten the feet out behind you, hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides. We're going to take it up and down through low cobra. So with an inhale, just peel up your head, neck, and chest. With your exhale, roll this back down. Inhale, peel this up again. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, peel up one more time. Now just stay lifted here. Keep the lift in your upper body, press into your feet. Take some more all the way out of your hands. Elbows at your sides, pull the shoulders back. Keep your gaze at least slightly forward. Use the muscles lining your spine. Lift your chest a little bit higher. Now take an inhale. And then with the exhale, roll this back down. Now hands under the shoulders, elbows in at your sides. Press the palms down to the floor. And we're going to take it to upward facing dog. So with an inhale, straighten your arms. Now pull your chest forward. Let your hips hang. Stay on the tops of your feet in this position. And keep your legs active. Work to lift the knees up from the mat. To take it further, kick your feet down. Squeeze your glutes. Pull your hips forward to help deepen and lengthen the arc all through the front. Now lift up with your arms. And then lift with your shoulders as well. Give your neck as much room as you can. Keep it long. Keep your chest pulling forward. And if this is too much on the arms or low back, you can always take cobra from the floor if you have vinyasas. Keep in mind. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, pull your belly and bring your hips up high. Come back to down dog. Pedal out for a moment. Let your hips move side to side. And then we'll take this to our sun salutation. Steady movement here. Take a deep inhale. Now with the exhale, bend your knees. Look forward, step or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold this back down. Now inhale to standing, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, fold it all the way back down again. Inhale, halfway lift here. And then with the exhale, hands to the mat, chaturangas. Next, high plank to low. Now with an inhale, open up your chest, lift your gaze, up dog or cobra, your choice. With the exhale, pull your belly in. Bring your hips up high to downward facing dog. 2 more rounds like that, take an inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Look forward, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to standing, arms reach high. And then with the exhale, bring it back down again. Inhale, lift up halfway. And with the exhale, hands to the floor, high plank to lows next. Now with an inhale, open up, pull forward. And then with the exhale, draw it back in and bring your hips back up. One last round, take an inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale to standing, arms reach high. And then exhale all the way back down again. Inhale, halfway lift here. And with the exhale, hands to the mat, chaturanga. Now with the inhale, open up, draw this forward. Exhale, pull it back in, bring your hips back up, and just find your downward facing dog and breathe here for a moment. Now from your downward facing dog, inhale the right leg high behind you. And with your right leg lifted, move into a scorpion dog. So bend the right knee, hang the right foot over the left side. Now let the hips open up, keep your shoulders squared, feel the twist. With your next inhale, straighten the right leg. And then with the exhale, just bring the right foot down next to the left. We'll take it on the other side. Inhale your left leg high. Now with the left leg lifted, bend the left knee, hang the left foot to the right. Let your hips open up, keep the shoulders square to the front. With your next inhale, straighten the left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, just set the left foot back down, downward facing dog. Now look forward toward your hands. Pressing your toes, keep your heels lifted, keep them high. And then on your toes, just walk this forward. And bring your arms to vertical, shoulders over wrists, keep your heels high, draw the thighs in toward your belly, keep your hips up in the air. And press down your hands. We're going to take it 3 times, hop and clap the feet. So when you're ready, bring this up and just control the landing, come down light. 3 times, and just work it as best you can. You can take it up high or you can keep it low. You can get fancy or keep it simple. And then after that third hop, bring the feet together underneath you, forward fold. With an inhale, lift this up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Now inhale to standing, arms reach high. And then with the exhale, sink down into chair. Put the weight to your heels, bend your knees, and bring your hips down low. Now as you settle in, pay attention to your stance. Feet not too wide within hips width distance. Big toes towards center, knees towards center, belly pulled in. And then bring your hands behind your back. Now down to the low back. Interlace the fingers, pull the palms together, draw your shoulders back, keep your chest open. And maybe sink your hips down even lower. And just breathe with this for a moment. Now as you keep this down, keep your chest open. I want you to focus square on your right foot, lift your left heel. And we're just going to move from the left leg. So bring that left foot up, touch the left heel to your right knee, you're still in chair. And then bring the left knee to the right calf best you can. And then again, heel to knee to calf. And again, heel to knee, and then knee to calf. Now just stay here, stay low, keep your gaze forward. When you're ready, straighten the right leg completely, extend the left leg behind you. We're taking this toward warrior 3. Now you can keep it toward vertical, that's fine. Just keep your lifted body in one long line. If you can go deeper, hinge from the right hip. Be sure your left leg lifts if your torso lowers, and see about bringing this toward parallel with the floor. Now keep the hips level, keep them even, keep them squared, and keep your gaze forward. Just keep breathing. Everybody take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just release this. Both hands down, left foot sets behind you, low lunge. Now we're going to take a lower version of this. We're going to take it with a lizard variation. So bring the right foot outside your right hand, so both hands are inside the right leg. And walk the right foot forward, so the ankle is forward of the knee. Now press into your palms, curl the toes of the right foot, roll to the outside edge of the foot, and bring the knee to the side. And then sink your hips down and pull them forward. Open up your chest toward the front of the mat and put an arch in your spine. Now if you need to, you can set your left knee down. Keep it lifted if you can, but keep your hips pulling forward. And keep that right knee out to the side. We're going to take this with a bit of a twist. So go ahead and reach that right arm forward. And then with an inhale, reach this all the way back, bring your gaze back. And then go ahead and bring it to the front. Inhale the right arm back again. Exhale, reach this forward. Inhale the right arm back. Exhale, reach this forward. Now inhale the right arm back one more time. Keep reaching back, keep your gaze toward the back of the mat. And take this with a half bind. Right arm behind your back, palm face away, and pull the right shoulder further back. Keep your hips low, keep your chest open to the right, and sink that left hip down nice and low. Right knee still out to the side. Keep breathing with this. Now when you're ready here, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, bring that right hand forward. Now right foot between your hands, come back into low lunge, and take a look at your stance. Now feet on 2 separate tracks, hips width distance side to side, left heel lifted behind. When you're ready, hands to your hips. And with an inhale, bring yourself all the way upright.
Now give yourself a moment just to find your stance. Deep under the right knee, left leg towards straight. Left hip pulls forward, right hip pulls back. Keep your torso upright. And if you're wobbly here, go ahead and bring that right foot out to the side a little bit. Be sure your stance is nice and wide. We'll take a little bit of movement here. With your inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart center, but also dip that left knee down to the mat. Now with an inhale, bring this up, arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart center, dip that left knee down again. Inhale, bring the arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart center, just dip that left knee down to the floor. One more time. Inhale, bring it up, arms high. And with the exhale this time, hands through heart center and bring that left elbow outside the right thigh. Now take this into your twist. Press the elbow to the thigh, press the palms together. Bring your gaze over to the right and maybe look over the right shoulder. Now keep your twist, keep your spine long, keep breathing with this. And if you need a little bit of help, you can always drop that left knee to the floor to hold your balance. The twist is your priority. Now, if you can twist this fine and hold this pose, just keep your chest open to the right. And if you want to go further, bring your gaze down to the right foot, but keep the right shoulder high. Now, to play around with this, start to bring more weight to the right foot. Maybe drag the left big toe forward. Right shoulder still lifted. And then maybe lift that leg up off the floor and balance this while you're twisting. Keep breathing here. Now, everybody, from wherever you are, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just release this. Both hands down. Left knee comes down behind you. And keep the right foot forward behind your right hand. This is that almost all fours position. We'll take it toward the hurdlers balance. Now press in your palms. Lift the right heel. Keep the toes behind the right wrist. Right knee high outside the upper arm. Now look forward. And then bring your shoulders forward as your elbows bending toward you. Lean away from the right leg. Bring your ribs onto your left arm. And set the right leg on the right arm. Lift the right foot. Now look forward. Pull your chest forward to lift the left leg. And if you want to go further, maybe extend the right leg as well. And just take this as far as you can. When you're ready, just go ahead, step it back, fly back, take it through your vinyasa. Once you find your down dog, give yourself a moment, pedal out. And then from downward facing dog, we'll take all that to the other side. So with your next inhale, raise your left leg high behind you. And with the exhale, bend the left knee, open your scorpion dog. Bring the left foot to the right, let your hips open up, keep the shoulders square to the front. With your next inhale, straighten the left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the left foot down, downward facing dog. Take it on the other side. Inhale your right leg high. And with the exhale, bend the right knee, hang the right foot left, open up your hips, find that scorpion dog. Inhale, straighten the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, set that right foot down. Now both feet on the floor, look forward toward your hands. Press into toes, lift your heels up high, keep them lifted. And then stay on your toes, walk your feet forward. And bring the arms to vertical, shoulders to wrist, dig down to the fingertips. Heels are still high. Try to touch your thighs toward your belly. Compress this here. And then it's going to be 3 hops. When you're ready, press in your hands, clap your feet. And maybe just come up a little bit. Maybe come up higher, try to control the landing. And after that 3rd hop, bring your feet together underneath you. And then take an inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to stand and reach the arms up high. And with the exhale, sink in the chair again. Put the weight to your heels, bend your knees, and sink your hips down low. Now again, pay attention to your stance. Feet not too wide within hips with distance. Big toes and knees towards center, belly pulled in. And then bring your hands to your low back. Find the grip that feels strange. Interlace the fingers. Pull the palms together. Draw your shoulders back. Keep your chest open. Maybe sink this down lower. Now while you're down, keep your chest open. Shift the weight to the left foot. Lift your right heel. And just move from that right leg. So right heel to the left knee. And then touch the knee to the left calf. And then again, heel to knee. And knee to calf. Heel to knee. And then knee to calf one more time. Hold here. Now when you're ready, straighten that left leg completely. Extend the right leg behind and balance this on your left foot. So we're moving this toward warrior 3. You can keep this toward vertical. This is good enough. Now if you're going to take it deeper, hinge from the left hip. Be sure the right leg lifts as your torso lowers. Keep your body in line. And just keep breathing here. Keep your shoulders pulled back. And try to keep the hips level. Keep them even. Keep them square toward the floor. Keep breathing. Now take an inhale here. And then with the exhale, go ahead and bring both hands down. Right foot sets down behind you. And then bring both hands inside your left foot. Now toward that lizard lunge stance. Left foot comes forward, ankle at least a little bit forward of the knee. Curl the toes of the left foot, keep them curled, roll to the outside edge, and keep that knee out to the side. Now sink your hips down low, pull your chest forward, and stay long on the right side. You can set the right knee down if you need to, but keep it lifted if you can. Keep that right hip pulling forward. Now press into the right hand, reach your left arm forward, and now open this to the side. So with an inhale, reach that left arm back, follow that hand with your gaze. And then exhale, reach this forward. Inhale, reach that left arm back again. Exhale, reach it forward. Inhale the left arm back.
Exhale, forward one more time. Inhale the left arm back. Now stay open to your left side. And take this with a half bind. Left arm behind your back, palm face away. Pull that shoulder further back. Keep your chest open to the left. Now keep that right hip down low. Try to keep that right knee lifted. If you can always set it down. And then left knee still out to the side. Keep breathing here. Now when you're ready here, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, come back to center. Both hands down, left foot between your hands. Just come into your low lunge. And see you've arranged with this with your feet on two separate tracks. Hips width distance side to side, right heel lifted behind, deep bend of that left knee. Now when you're ready, hands to your hips with an inhale, bring your torso all the way up, right, just find your stance here. Right hip pulls forward, left hip pulls back. If you're wobbly, bring that left foot further to the side. Keep your spine tall. Now when you're ready, with an inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands to center and dip low into that right knee, bring it all the way down. Inhale, bring this up again, reach up high. Exhale, hands to center and dip that right knee down. Inhale the arms up high. Exhale, hands to center. Just touch that right knee down to the floor one more time. Inhale, bring it up, arms high. With the exhale this time, hands through heart center, move into the twist. Right elbow outside your left thigh. Now press the elbow to the thigh, press the palms here. Open your chest to the left. Look over the left shoulder, keep breathing here. If you got trouble balancing, just bring that right knee down. That's fine, work the twist. Now if you're balancing this fine, if you want to go further, keep your chest open to the left side and look down at the left foot. Left shoulder stays high. Now put the weight to the left foot. Maybe drag that right big toe forward a little bit. And if you can, try to lift the right leg while you stay twisted here and keep breathing. Everybody take an inhale. And with the exhale, just release this. Both hands down, right foot down behind you. And set the right knee down on the floor. And we're back into that almost all fours position. So both hands down, shoulder width. Left foot behind your left wrist. Lift the left heel high. Keep that knee up outside the left shoulder. And then we'll take it in toward hurdlers. So shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Pull the elbows in toward you. And then lean away from your left leg. So put your ribs on your right arm. Left leg goes on the left arm. Lift the left foot. Now keep looking forward. Keep leaning to lift the right leg up off the floor. If you can take it further, extend that left leg out to the side, maybe forward a little bit here. And then when you're ready again, go ahead, step it back. Fly it back, take it through another vinyasa. And once you find your down dog, give yourself a moment here, paddle out. Now from your downward facing dog, inhale your right leg high. With your right leg lifted, open this to a scorpion dog. So bend the right knee, hang the right foot left, let your hips open up again. With your next inhale, straighten the right leg, three-legged dog. And with the exhale, just set the right foot down next to the left. Now keep both feet down, press the toes, lift the heels, look forward. And then walk your feet forward, keep your heels high. Bring yourself into as much of a forward fold as you can. Now stay on your toes, heels are still lifted. Press on your hands and keep the arms vertical. Dig your fingertips down. When you're ready, 3 hops, clap your feet. Try to land light. And again, you can take it up high. You can keep it low. After that 3rd hop, feet together underneath you, forward fold. Now when you're ready, take an inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to stand and reach the arms up high. And with the exhale, sink into chair again. Put the weight to your heels, bend your knees, and bring your hips down low. Now as you settle in, keep the weight on your heels, keep your belly pulled in. We're not buying this from above, so hands behind your head this time. Interlace the fingers, keep the palms open, your elbows wide. Pull your shoulders back and keep your chest open. Now if your shoulders are tight, if this forces your head forward, just separate the hands. So elbows stay wide and the shoulders stay back either way. Maybe sink your hips down lower. Now shift the weight to the right foot, lift your left heel. And work this as best you can. So we're going to open completely to the left side. So reach the left big toe forward, just dip it down to the floor. Now draw a semicircle to your left side, but then open your body to the left as well. Come as far open to the left as you can. Draw that semicircle forward and square the hips. Now press into that right foot. Bring that left foot out to the side, open to left again. And then come back into center with that left big toe forward. One more time, draw that semicircle to the left, open to the left side. And if you can take it further, press into the right foot, lift that left foot up off the floor. Try to keep everything open left and just lean. If you can take it deeper, maybe take it further, but keep that left shoulder and left hip high. Now when you're ready here, take an inhale. With the exhale, bend the right knee, step the left foot back, and bring your hands to your hips. And we're just taking this to a warrior 2 stance, so give yourself a moment to adjust. Deep bend on the right knee, straight left leg, one line from the front heel to the back arch. Go ahead and lengthen this out further, bring the hips down lower, keep everything open to the side. When you're ready, reach the arms wide. And then with an inhale, reverse this. Left hand to left thigh, right arm high and back. With the exhale, extended side angle, right over to the right thigh, left arm higher forward. We're going to stay here. Now take your half bind, left arm behind your back, palm face, may pull the shoulder back, gaze up high. This is good enough if this is as far as you want to go. Now if you want to take it down deeper, bring that right hand down to the floor. Keep the left shoulder lifted, you're still open to the side. Deeper still, you can bend into that right elbow. If you want to take it even deeper, reach underneath, see about finding that grip somewhere behind you. And wherever you take this to, be sure you can look up toward the ceiling. Now, if you want to take this even further, if you got the flexibility and you have that full bind, maybe straighten the right leg, and then this becomes a bound triangle. Keep breathing with this. Now, from wherever you are, take an inhale. And with the exhale, just release this, both hands down inside the right leg. And we're going to take this to Skandasana. Now, there's a few versions of this. So bend deep into the right knee. And if your hips are tight, I'm going to recommend you lift the right heel, come to sitting in that right heel. Left leg extends toward the back of the mat. See about pointing your toes up toward the ceiling. And if your hips are more open, maybe bring it down so that right foot's flat, but get the hips down low and keep the left leg long. Now try to stay low here. We're going to switch this side to side. You can keep the hands lifted or bring them to the floor. So when you're ready, just come through center. Bend deep in the left knee, straighten your right leg. And then switch it out. Bring it over to the right side with the left leg straight. Back through center. Try to stay low. Bend deep in your left knee. And then bring it back through center and sink over to the right. Now through center, come over to the left side again, right leg long, and we'll take one more round. So come back through center and sink over to the right. Now last time, keep it low, come through center over to your left side. And now from here, we're going to take it into some balancing. So the left foot's going to be your base. Put both hands down either side of that left foot and pull the right knee to your chest. Just see if the left foot is parallel with the short side of the mat. Now when you're ready, take hold of the right knee and round this all the way up to standing. And then once you're up, just give yourself a moment here. Slowly breathing down, find your balance. Now press in that left big toe, keep your gaze forward, keep your breathing slow. And then when you're ready, left hand to your left hip. Pull the right knee out to the side and keep it up high. This can be your pose. You can stay right here. This is plenty. Now if you want to take it further, reach that left arm down at your side about 45 degrees. Maybe look down the length of the left arm. Now if you can take it further still, keep pressing that left big toe. Maybe start to lean to the left side, but lift that right knee higher. And this is plenty right here. Now, if you can take it further and hold all this, you can move even further within the pose. Maybe reach inside that right leg, take hold of the big toe. Now, you can use that grip to pull the knee up higher. You're still leaning. And if you want to go further, you can extend the right leg, but again, you're still leaning. Keep breathing here. Now, we're still balancing here. Take an inhale. With the exhale, slowly bring your torso upright. Hands to hips, right knee still out to the side. And then look forward. Step your right foot forward. Bring both hands down. Left knee comes to the floor. We're back to that almost all fours position. So press in your hands, keep the right foot behind the right wrist, and lift your right heel. Right knee stays high outside the arm. Now look forward, bring your shoulders forward as the elbows bend underneath you. Pull that left elbow underneath and put your ribs on the left arm. Right leg goes on the right arm, lift the right foot. Now look forward, lean forward, pull your chest forward to lift the left leg. Maybe extend the right leg out to the side, take this to where you can. And then when you're ready, go ahead and step it back, fly it back. Take it through another vinyasa. And once you find your down dog, give yourself a moment, paddle out. Now from down dog, let's take all that to the other side. With your next inhale, raise your left leg high. With your left leg lifted, open to that scorpion dog again. Bend the left knee, hang the left foot right, let your hips open up. With your next inhale, straighten the left leg through like a dog. Exhale, bring the left foot down next to the right. Both feet are down. Now press your toes, lift your heels and keep them lifted. Look forward toward your hands. Walk forward on your toes, heels high. And walk this forward into as deep a forward fold as you can. Shoulders over wrists, arms are vertical, dig into your fingertips, keep your hips up high. And then when you're ready, hop, clap your feet. And again, you can take it up high, you can keep it low. Press in your hands, resist the landing, try to come down with some control. And after that third hop, just come into your forward fold, feet together underneath. When you're ready, with an inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to standing, reach this up high. And then with the exhale, sink into chair one more time. Put the weight to your heels, bend your knees, and bring your hips down low. Now once you sink down, keep the weight toward your heels. Again, hands behind your head, fingers interlaced, palms open, elbows wide, pull the shoulders back, open your chest up. And again, if this forces your head forward, just separate your hands, but keep the elbows and shoulders wide. Maybe come down lower. Now as you hold on to this, shift the weight to the left foot, lift the right heel. Now work this as best you can. Right big toe forward, dip it to the floor. Now draw a semicircle to the right, but open your chest, open your hips to the right side as best you can. And then bring that semicircle forward and square your hips to the front. Again, right big toe comes out to the right, open your whole body to the right side. And then go ahead, bring that right big toe forward, square everything to the front of the mat. Now one more time, right big toe out to the side, draw that semicircle open to the right. And then press into your left foot. And see about lifting that right foot up off the floor. Stay open to the right and keep breathing here. You don't have to go too far. If you want to take it deeper, you hinge from that left hip and start to lift the right leg, but everything's open to the right side again. Take an inhale. Now the exhale, bend the left knee, step the right foot back, hands to your hips. And give yourself a moment, find your warrior two stance. So one line again from the front heel to the back arch. Keep your hips down low, keep the stance nice and long. Spine vertical, reaches equally front to back. And then we'll just take this back with an inhale, reverse this, right hand to the right thigh, left arm high and back. With the exhale, extended side angle, left elbow to left thigh, right arm higher forward, stay forward here. And then take your half bind, right arm behind your back, palm face, may pull the shoulder back, keep your gaze high, keep your chest open. And this is good enough right here. Now if you want to take it deeper, left hand to the floor, inside your left leg, right shoulder stays high. Deeper still, you can reach underneath and maybe find that full bind. Now wherever you take this to, keep the right shoulder lifted, keep looking up. And if you got the flexibility with that full bind, if you want to go further, you can start to straighten the left leg and bring it toward a bound triangle. Just take this to where you can. Don't force this here. Now everybody take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just release. Both hands down inside your left leg. And then take this into Skandasana. So heels in, toes out, deep bend in the left knee. If your hips are tight, come to sit in the left heel. So the left heel be lifted, right leg straight toward the back of the mat, toes toward the ceiling. And if you got more flexibility, if you can come down lower, maybe you set that left foot flat. But sink your hips low. And we're going to stay low as best we can and take it side to side. You can keep your hands down and keep them lifted. But stay low here. Bring it through center. Come over to that right leg, straighten the left. And then bring it back through center, over to your left side. Through center again. Sink down over to the right. And then bring it back through center, over to the left here. Now back through center, over to the right again. And then we'll give it one more round. Come back through center to the left side with the right leg straight. And then one last time, bring it over to the right, stay low here. And then when you're ready, take an inhale. With the exhale, both hands down around that right foot. Turn the right foot parallel to the back edge of the mat and pull the left knee to your chest, around your spine. Now once you're ready, take hold of that left knee. Round this all the way up to standing. And then when you bring it up, just take a moment, be sure you balance, press into that right big toe, slow your breathing down. Now when you're ready, right hand to the right hip, pull the left knee outside, keep it up high, this is plenty right here. And if you want to take it further, reach that right arm down at your side, about 45 degrees. Maybe look down the length of the right arm, maybe start to lean this right and lift that left knee up higher. Keep breathing with this. Now if you can hold all of this and you want to take it further, you reach inside that left leg, maybe take hold of the big toe. And use that to pull the knee up higher as you're leaning. Further still, you can extend that left leg, but keep in mind you're still leaning here. Keep breathing with this. Now still balancing, take an inhale. With the exhale, slowly bring this upright. Hands to your hips, left knee lifted, still out to the side. When you're ready, step that left foot forward. Bring both hands down, bring the right knee down to the mat. And we'll take it back to hurdlers one more time for that almost all fours position. Both hands down, right knee down, left foot behind your left wrist. Lift your left heel. Keep the left knee high outside the upper arm. Now look forward. Bring your shoulders forward. Bend the elbows in underneath you. And put the ribs on the right arm. Set your left leg on the left arm and lift your left foot. Now keep looking forward. Keep leaning to lift the right leg. Maybe extend that left leg out to the side. And again, just take it away you can here. And then when you're ready, step it back. Fly it back, take it through one more vinyasa. Once you find your down dog, give yourself a moment here, paddle out. Now from your down dog, when you're ready, inhale the right leg high behind you. And with the exhale, bring it forward. Right knee behind the right wrist, right ankle somewhere behind the left. Now go ahead, flatten the left foot behind you, straighten your left leg. Pull your left hip forward. Keep your hips in line, keep them square to the front. Just sink your weight straight down. Now you got a bunch of options here. And when you come into pigeon, you're always welcome to relax. You can come down to the elbows, maybe melt down all the way. You can keep your spine extended. You can always go deeper toward a back bend. And if you want to just take this a little bit further and keep this active, I'm going to recommend you stay upright, stay on your hands. Maybe even come up onto your fingertips. And see about tucking the toes, the left foot behind you. Try to hover the left knee, but keep the left hip pulling forward. Keep it squared with the right, and still sink your hips straight down. So this puts a little bit more of a stretch into the left hip flexor, the front of the pelvis on the left side, as well as bringing this into the outer right hip and into the glutes. Just take things where you need to right now, and just breathe with this. Now slowly, if your hands are forward, walk them back in towards center. And then we're going to take this to another pose. When the hands are close enough, set your left knee down, and then back the hips up over the left knee. Step the right foot down between your hands. We're going to take this toward a half split variation here. Now keep your belly touching your right thigh. Keep your hips stacked over your left knee to begin. And give this a try doing this without the benefit of your hands. So bring your hands behind your back, palms facing away, fingers spread wide, shoulders pulled back, elbows wide. Just keep your chest open. And just keep your belly touching your right thigh. Now start to walk the right foot forward, and then whenever you're ready, go ahead, straighten the right leg, heel to the floor, toes up toward the ceiling. Now if you still got a bent knee, that's fine. As long as you feel a stretch on the back of the right leg, pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Maybe press that heel forward further, but keep your belly touching your thigh. Try to keep your spine long and keep your core tense and resist any rounding in your back. Now this may be enough here. You can slide that heel further forward. Now, if you're able to do this with a straight right leg, rotate the big toe into center. If you want to take it toward a full split, give this a try without using your hands. Go ahead, bring your torso upright. Right leg stays forward. And then start to slide the right heel forward. Keep the hips squared. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward, even as you bring the pelvis down lower. And then if you can take it further still, maybe tuck the toes of your left foot and activate that left leg at the same time. Still with the hips squared to the front. Now, I know it's harder to go as deep when you're not using your hands here, keep in mind, but the point is to make it a more active pose. So just work this as best you can. I know this is a little bit different. All right, from wherever you are, take an inhale. And with the exhale, just bring both hands down to the floor. Now, whether you took the full split or the half split, pull that right knee back in, bring it down to the mat. And then from all fours, go ahead, tuck your toes, and bring yourself up to down dog. Paddle out here for just a moment. We'll take all that to the other side. Once you're ready, inhale your left leg high. And then with the exhale, bring it forward. Left knee behind the left wrist, ankle somewhere behind the right. Flatten your right foot, straighten the right leg. Pull the right hip forward, keep it in line with the left, and again, sink your weight straight down. Now again here, you always walk and relax in pigeon. You can come down to the elbows, maybe melt everything down all the way. Just take it to where you need to. And you can stay extended. You can always go toward a deep back bend. Now if you want to just keep this relatively active, but take this into the hip flexor on the right side, then keep yourself upright, maybe even come up onto the fingertips. Right hip pulls forward, keep the hips squared. Maybe tuck the toes of the right foot behind you and hover that right knee. But still with the hips squared and still with the hips sinking down. Look for that additional stretch on the outer left hip and toward the glutes. Just keep breathing with this. And again, just take this to where you need to. There's lots of options in this pose. Now slowly from here, if your hands are forward, walk them back into center. And then once the hands are close enough, pull your belly in, back the hips up over the right knee, and step the left foot down between your hands. And again, we're taking this toward that half split variation. So feet on two separate tracks, keep in mind. And then when you're ready, lift your hands. So bring the hands to the low back, palms facing away, fingers spread wide, elbows wide, shoulders stay pulled back, and keep your belly touching your left thigh. Now keep the hips high, walk that left foot forward. Whenever you're ready, just point the toes of the left foot toward the ceiling. And pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Look for the stretch on the back of the left leg. You can take it further, press that heel forward, and even if you start to straighten that leg even more, keep your belly touching your thigh, keep your spine long, use your core. Now this might be good enough. Maybe you do this with a straight leg. If you want a full split, then keep that leg straight, bring your torso upright. And again, try to do this without your hands. Go ahead, slide that left heel forward, but keep the left hip pulling back, the right hip pulling forward. Let your pelvis sink down low. And if you want to take an extra step, you can tense up that right leg by tucking the toes underneath. And again, just let the hips come down as far as you're able to control here. And again, this is more about keeping the pose active than it is seeing how deep you can go. Just keep breathing with this. All right, from wherever you are, take an inhale. And with the exhale, just release. Bring both hands to the floor. And whether you took the full split or half split, come back to all fours with both knees down. And then go ahead and bring your legs out from underneath you. Now come all the way down onto your back. And then once you're down, draw your knees to your chest. Squeeze everything in for just a moment. And then go ahead and release this and set your feet down on the floor. We're going to take one long round of back bending. Now I'm going to start the cueing out as bridge and then lead into wheel. And you're welcome to take wheel from the beginning if you want to hold it longer. And you can always stay in bridge and you don't have to take that any further. But we're going to start this the same either way. So feet and knees about hips width distance apart. Heels close enough to your seat they can flatten the low back as much as possible while you're down. Arms at your sides, palms to the floor. Just keep your gaze up high. Now when you're ready here, with an inhale, pressing your feet, lift your hips, bring the weight up onto your shoulders. And just keep that lift. Now keep your glutes squeezing, keep your hips pressing high, and hold the tension of the lift, and this is good enough by itself. Now if you want to deepen your bridge, just hold on to that tension, but see about bringing your hands underneath your hips. Maybe interlace the fingers. You can pull the palms together, and maybe even work the shoulders further behind your back to open your chest even more. Hips are still pressing high. Now if you want to take it deeper still, if you got the reach, you can take hold of your ankles, and use that grip to press the hips still higher, open your chest up still further. Just take things where you can. And then if you want to take it into wheel from bridge, keep your hips lifted, but release the hands from wherever they are. And then it's hands around your head, palms to the floor, fingertips toward your shoulders, elbows high. Now when you're ready here, pressing your hands, maybe lift to the top of your head first. And then whenever you're ready, straighten your arms. So hips toward the ceiling, chest toward the back wall. You can always lift your heels if either pose is too much on your low back. But keep your glutes squeezing, keep the shoulder blades squeezing toward each other, and try to keep your breathing long and smooth here. Now from wherever you are, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, slowly bring this all the way back down to the mat. Once you're down, draw your knees into your chest, squeeze everything in for a moment. And then go ahead and release your left leg, extend it out fully. Left arm down at your side. And then reach the right arm inside the right leg, find the big toe. Now once you find that grip, pull down, and then start to extend the right leg up toward the ceiling. So pull down with the right hand, but press up through the right foot. Look for the stretch in the back of the right thigh. Now, once you feel it, just breathe into it. And most people are going to have a bent knee coming into this just because the hamstrings are tight. Once you feel that, you're doing fine. Now, if you need to, you can shift your grip. You can use one or both hands. You can hold the foot, the ankle, the shin, the thigh, whatever works best. And if you got a straight right leg, draw the big toe directly over your shoulder and just breathe with this here. And again, just take it the way you can right now. Now, from wherever you are here, take a deep inhale. And with the exhale, slowly bend the right knee and lower it toward the side of your ribs. This is going to be a half happy baby pose. Once the foot's low enough, shift your grip. Right hand comes to the outside edge, left hand to the other side. Now stack your ankle over the knee and then pull down. Now as you're pulling down, press the foot back up in your hands at the same time. Keep the tension working both directions here. And just open up that right inner thigh a little bit further. Keep breathing with this. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release that grip. Draw both knees into your chest. Just squeeze in for a moment. And we'll take it on the other side. So once you're ready, extend the right leg out fully, right arm down at your side. Left arm inside the left leg, take hold of the big toe. Now once you got that grip, pull down. And then start to extend that left leg up to the ceiling at the same time. So keep pulling as you're pressing that left foot up. Look for the stretch in the back of the left thigh. Once you feel it, breathe into it. And if you want to change the grip, again, one or both hands. You can hold the foot, the ankle, the shin, the thigh, whatever works best. And if you can take it further, if your leg is straight, draw the big toe directly over your shoulder and keep breathing here. Now take a deep inhale. And with the exhale, slowly bend the left knee lower toward the side of your ribs. When the foot's low enough, shift your grip. Left hand comes to the outside edge, right hand to the other side. Back to that half happy baby. Stack the ankle above the knee, pull down with both hands as you press the foot up into your hands at the same time, and just breathe with this. And then take an inhale. Now with the exhale this time, just release the right hand. Let's take the full pose. Draw the right knee in. Now hands go to the outside edges of the feet, ankles over the knees. Pull down on both sides. Now as you're pulling down, try to bring the knees to the floor, but press your feet up at the same time. And still keep the tension working both directions. Flatten your spine, sink your tailbone toward the floor. And if you want to take it further, you can rock a little bit side to side. Further still, you can extend your legs out against your grip. And then finally, from wherever you are, take a deep inhale here, draw it down as much as you can. And with the exhale, just release. Extend your legs out fully. Lay your arms at your sides. Open up your palms toward the ceiling. And just let your eyes close here. Let your body sink down into the mat for a moment. Now when you're ready, just start to move again bit by bit, fingers and toes, arms and legs. With an inhale, reach your arms long past your head and just let your body stretch out for a breath or two. And then draw this into center. Bring the knees up, bring your elbows in as well. Squeeze down. And then just take your time here. Find your way up to a comfortable seat. And then just ground yourself into the mat. Stack your spine. Bring your hands at the heart center. Take a deep inhale here. Hold on to at the top. And then just let everything go. Thank you for joining class today. Namaste.